Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're kind of uncorking the world of Diplomatico Rum.
Ooh.
You gave us some interesting stuff on them,
Yeah.
articles, their website.
Right.
So you're ready to really kind of go beyond just the label on this one, and
I know.
have a feeling this will be good.
Yeah, what I think is so interesting about Diplomatico is that they really do bottle this spirit of exploration. We're talking about a brand that, on the one hand, is really pushing the boundaries of what rum can be, but they're doing it in a way that's still very much rooted in their heritage.
Yeah, I'm intrigued already, and it seems like for them it all goes back to this Don Juancho character.
Right.
This 19th century globetrotter with a passion for spirits.
Yes.
Like a rum-loving Indiana Jones.
Exactly, and just like Indiana Jones, Don Juancho would go to any lengths to get his hands on rare and exceptional spirits. This wasn't just a hobby for him. This was about really understanding craftsmanship and a quest for these really unique flavors.
And so Diplomatico draws inspiration from this.
Absolutely. They've kind of woven that spirit of exploration into their identity. For example, they use both traditional copper pot stills and modern distillation columns in their production. It's like they're bridging centuries in every bottle.
Now, I'm no rum-making expert here, but that sounds like a very unique approach. What makes that so significant?
Well, it's a real balancing act. You see, copper pot stills, they produce smaller batches of rum, but it's full of character and complexity. It's very hands-on, very traditional.
Okay, so that makes sense for preserving tradition. But where does the modern technology come in?
That's where those distillation columns come in. They give Diplomatico more control consistency. And that's really important, especially when you think about the art of blending that goes into their rums. Think of it this way. The copper stills, they provide these raw, expressive strokes of flavor. And then the columns come in to kind of refine that blend.
So they're using the best of both worlds to create something exceptional. And speaking of exceptional, we have to talk about these maestros verneros. That term really jumped out at me. It sounds very official.
It is. They're Diplomatico's master blenders, and they are the unsung heroes behind these complex flavor profiles. Imagine this. They're conductors of an orchestra.
Okay.
But instead of instruments, they're working with the symphony of aged rums.
I love that, symphony of aged rums. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I loved it, a symphony of aged rums.
Yeah.
It sounds like these maestros verneros, they really have like a deep understanding of how each rum interacts and how the flavors are going to blend and evolve over time.
Yeah.
No wonder Diplomatico is known for its quality and consistency.
Absolutely. Their expertise is a huge part of what sets them apart. They're selecting and blending these rums from their reserves, each one aged to perfection, to create these specific flavor profiles. It's a true art form passed down through generations.
Speaking of flavor profiles, one thing that really struck me was the importance of location. Apparently Diplomatico, it's produced in the heart of Venezuela's Andes Mountains. What makes that location so special for rum production? It's got to be more than just a scenic backdrop, right?
You're right. It's about terroir.
Okay.
It's a term we usually associate with wine, but it plays a huge role in rum production as well.
Yeah.
The climate, the soil, where the sugarcane grows, all of that has this huge impact on the final flavor of the rum.
So just like grapes for wine,
Yeah.
the sugarcane for Diplomatico's rum, it develops these unique characteristics from the soil and climate of the Andes Mountains.
Precisely. The Andes altitude, the temperature variations, those rich volcanic soils, all of that leaves its mark on the sugarcane. It's part of what gives Diplomatico that distinctive taste, that unmistakable Venezuelan character.
So the Andes Mountains are like a key ingredient in every bottle.
Oh.
We've got those unique flavors, the terroir, the maestros roneros, with their blend of tradition and technology. Okay, this is all starting to come together. But what does this actually taste like? The material mentioned a Reserva Exclusiva. Is that a good place to start?
Absolutely. If you're looking for the taste of what Diplomatico is all about, Reserva Exclusiva, that's a fantastic introduction. This 12-year-old rum, it really embodies their commitment to quality and craftsmanship.
And it sounds delicious. All these notes of caramel, vanilla, dried fruit, chocolate. It's like a dessert in a bottle.
It is. It's incredibly smooth and complex with this long, satisfying finish. You get those rich caramel and vanilla notes up front, and then hints of dried fruit and spice. It's the kind of rum you savor, you sip slowly and let it unfold on your palate.
You're making me thirsty.
It's good stuff.
But it sounds like Reserva Exclusiva is just the tip of the iceberg. We also saw something about their Planas rum, which seems to be on the lighter side.
Right. They have a really diverse portfolio. They offer a whole spectrum of flavors. Planas is a great example of their lighter style.
Yep.
It's aged for up to 6 years and has this really crisp, clean taste that's perfect for cocktails.
Okay.
Then you have the Selección de Familia. That one is a blend of their most distinctive reserves aged for up to 12 years. Incredibly smooth, complex, with a long, luxurious finish.
Wow, so they really do have something for everyone, from the rum novice to the seasoned connoisseur.
They do.
And they're not just encouraging sipping, are they? Their website has a whole section on cocktails.
That's right. Diplomatico's versatility, that's another one of its strengths. Their rums can be enjoyed neat on the rocks or mixed into a whole range of cocktails, classic and contemporary. And their website has a ton of creative recipes.
So it's not just about the rum itself, it's about the whole experience, the rituals, the creativity.
Absolutely. Diplomatico encourages exploration. You know, they're inviting you to find your own perfect way to enjoy their rums.
I like that.
And that spirit of exploration, it goes beyond just flavor profiles. It even comes through in their approach to sustainability.
Now, that's something I definitely wanted to ask you about. The material mentioned Diplomatico's commitment to eco-friendly practices, specifically their use of repurposed sugarcane byproducts. So what's the story there? Sustainable rum production, that's pretty cool.
It is.
You know, it's one thing to talk about the delicious flavors and the cocktails and everything, but I always like to look at the bigger picture, especially something like rum. You know, it's so connected to agriculture and the environment. So tell me a little more about Diplomatico's commitment to sustainability. What are they doing that maybe other brands aren't?
They've really taken a comprehensive approach. You know, they're looking at every single stage of their production and figuring out how to minimize their environmental impact. And you mentioned those repurposed sugarcane byproducts.
Right. Yeah.
That's a perfect example. So they take the leftover sugarcane fibers, it's called bagasse.
Bagasse.
And they use it as fuel for their distillery.
So they're turning a waste product into a resource.
Exactly. And that's huge. Because waste disposal is a big challenge in the rum industry.
Yeah.
By using the bagasse as fuel. They're reducing their reliance on fossil fuels and minimizing their carbon footprint.
That's really smart.
What else are they doing?
Well, they're also really mindful of their water usage. They've got this closed-loop system at the distillery, which allows them to recycle a lot of the water used in production.
And on top of that, they're involved in reforestation efforts, planting trees to help offset their carbon emissions.
It's really great to hear about a brand taking this kind of proactive approach to sustainability. It shows a real commitment.
Yeah.
It's
Just beyond just making a profit.
Absolutely. They're thinking about the future of rum production and how to make it more sustainable for the generations to come.
I like it. All right, so we covered a lot of ground here. We talked about Don Juancho's legacy of exploration, the unique terroir of the Andes Mountains, the artistry of the Maestros Roneros, their dedication to quality, and of course their commitment to sustainability. That's a lot to think about. So for our listener who dove into all this material, articles, websites, what's the one thing that really makes Diplomatico stand out?
You know, for me, it's how they balance tradition and innovation. They're rooted in their Venezuelan heritage, right? They honor those time-honored techniques.
Right.
But they're not afraid to embrace modern technology either and push the boundaries of what rum can be.
And they're doing it all with an eye towards the future.
Exactly. It's about more than just creating a delicious rum. It's about creating a legacy.
So it sounds like you're saying Diplomatico is more than just a brand. It's a philosophy.
I think that's a great way to put it.
I love that. So for our listener who's now hopefully as intrigued by Diplomatico as we are, where do they go from here? How can they kind of dive deeper into this world of Venezuelan rum?
Well, their website is a great place to start. They've got tons of information on there about their different rums, cocktail recipes, even more about their approach to sustainability.
Right.
It's worth exploring.
Wow.
And, of course, nothing beats experiencing it firsthand, right?
Absolutely.
Find yourself a bottle of Diplomatico. They've got options for every taste and budget. Or even better, see if there's a tasting event near you.
Yeah, that's the best way to experience these rums, to have someone guide you through it who's passionate about it.
It's the perfect way to continue your exploration of Diplomatico rum. And here's a final thought for you to ponder on that journey. As you're sipping that rum, think about the connection between what's in your glass and the legacy of that guy we talked about, Don Juancho. Can you taste that spirit of exploration, that dedication to quality and craftsmanship? Cheers to that.